Hello and welcome to this special edition of Live Good. The topic for today's topic is here, now, and the afterlife, and live good, and what that means. So this is more of a philosophical discussion. But first, I'll just tell you that I made my phone calls for today. Accountability. I made my phone calls. I am getting in the reps. I am doing this every day, getting in the routine of talking to people and presenting this opportunity to other people. And what I consider to be a win is not when people sign up. It's when I make the calls to people. That's the win. Win is the repetition and the consistency of doing something every single day and increasing that level of activity every single day. That's the true win, right? The money comes later. The money comes at the very end. But in the beginning, it's the consistency, it's the repetition, it's getting in the reps every single day and doing that. So this topic is here, now, and the afterlife. So Live Good is about living today. It's about living good. That's just the name of the company. It's like Live Good. And that's what every person should strive to do, is to live good. So I'm going to because it's my channel and it's my topic, and I maybe only have a couple of subscribers and maybe get a couple of views at the most. But I saw something that really was interesting. So I wouldn't go as far as to say it's a belief, but I have a hunch that this person is on the right track. So this lady by the name of Nanci, I'm going to drop the YouTube link in the description. Nanci had a near-death experience, and she was a prominent attorney, I believe in California, but she had this very elaborate near-death experience where she was confronted with a lot of truths. Now, I like to listen to this, and I think a lot of these are hoaxes, and a lot of these are people who are hallucinating or have, just want notoriety, or they're, some of them just have a vivid imagination. But I think in Nanci's case, she's legit. She had a legit experience, and what she was saying and what was explained to her when she had this experience made a lot of sense, because I have lived all over the world and I've been trying to find out and figure out why. Why are we here, right? Okay, I understand about religion, and religion is mostly as a historical perspective. If I am a Christian, believing in Jesus Christ, believing in God, believing in Adam and Eve. I've lived in the Middle East. I lived in Asia, so I've been exposed to Buddhism. I've been exposed to Islam, and I respect all of these different religions. But all of them don't really explain why. What's the point? Why are we here? Nobody really explains that. And Nanci had a very good explanation, I think. It's like the first time I heard a very coherent explanation. I'm not going to go as far as to say that I believe it, but I'm open to the possibility that it may be true. So what she's saying is that when our consciousness is eternal, right? That our consciousness continues beyond the death, beyond our death. That death is not the end of all things. It's not the end of our existence. It's the beginning. And that we have multiple lives. We have multiple incarnations of life. Maybe some people believe in reincarnation, where you come back, but there's many different types of life, many different planets. I do believe that this galaxy has billions and billions of solar systems, billions, hundreds of billions of solar systems, and that's just in this galaxy. And as far as number of galaxies in the universe, they say that they estimate that there to be billions and billions of galaxies. So even though the conditions for life are remote, the odds are that there's very likely that there's life on other planets, there's other lives, other dimensions. So I absolutely believe that. but why are we here? So God, well, everything that Nanci was saying makes sense. That we are a part of this infinite intelligence. We are a part of God. We are literally the children of God. We are a piece of God. Nanci refers to them as light beams, right? There's like little parts of God, and then our existence here on Earth is to exist in this physical, flawed form. We do our lives, we win, we lose, but we exist. We exist to live, right? And the idea is that, while we're here, we don't really, there's no interference from God. It's like we make our own luck, we make our own, we as human beings, we make our own rules, we have our own norms, we suffer the consequences when we don't do the right things sometimes, and there's a lot of inequity and unfairness, but we're here to exist. And every single person is presented with unique challenges and opportunities. Maybe, you had a tough upbringing. Maybe you had some physical disabilities. Maybe some bad things will happen to you later on in life. But you're living through it, right? And basically, you asked to be here. You're not conscious of your other lives while you're in this form. You have like amnesia, so that you can focus here and now and being the best that you can be, right, in this lifetime. And then when you cross that threshold and when you are on the other side of life, then all of the other lives will immediately like, okay, I remember and I recall these other life forms that I used to be. And it all makes sense. And, the time that you spend with Source is idyllic, it's nice, it's peaceful, it's satisfying. There's no fear, there's no lack of anything. You are part of Source, so all the knowledge of all the universe is there at your fingertips. There's no privacy. You literally, know everything about everyone, and they know everything about you, and it just is what it is. You exist, you have your own separate consciousness, but you are your consciousness is merged into the consciousness of everyone else, and with Source. So Source has a universal consciousness, and you are a piece of your own consciousness that exists within the whole space of the universal consciousness. It's like one single drop of liquid in an ocean. That's exactly what it is like. So I asked to be here. We asked to be here, and it's like sometimes we say, Lord, why am I going through this? Why am I going through this? Well, you asked to be here, and it's we all want to win. We all want to live good. We all want to have good experiences and all that. But in another program that I'm in a wellness coaching program, and the person who wrote this, his name is Coach Yassine, and Coach Yassine says that the game of life is not a finite game; it's an infinite game, right? And like a finite game is like where you play, and there's an ending of the game. There's only so many innings, there's only so many downs, there's so much time on the clock, and your goal is to win the game. Well, in the game of life, in this game, the goal isn't necessarily to win. I mean, although winning is preferred, we want to do well, we want to have money, we want to have good experience, we want to travel, we want to take care of our families, we want to be in good health, right? That's why we want to take the Livegood products so you can stay in good health. But the goal isn't to win in this game of life. The goal is to keep on playing, is to stay alive as long as you possibly can. Because when you're not alive anymore, you're going to want to be alive. And I'm just saying that don't understand, this part is not particularly clear, whether it's something that you have to wait your turn, or it's immediately available to you, or sometimes what Nanci was saying was that sometimes there are people who are never born. They never come into the physical realm of existence. They spend all eternity, on the other side with Source. And some people are content with that. Other people want to embrace the challenge and to come, into this system, this life, assume the identity of this imperfect body, and live in this imperfect body and in this imperfect world, so that they can gain some new experiences. Because as flawed as we are living. When I was in the military, they would say that when you're in training and all that, pain is your body's way of letting you know you're still alive, right? That's what the drill sergeants would say. Like, if you're feeling pain, you're still alive, right? And yeah, that's cold, but it's true. It's like pain is your body's way of letting you know you're still alive. You're still in this fight. You might be going through a tough time. You might be going through some pain. You might be going through some suffering, some injustice. And it's like, why the hell is this happening to me, right? You can pray, and sometimes pray and the connection to something greater is really important. I think you gain a lot of spiritual and mindfulness doing that. But God's source empowered you to be the solution to your problems, not necessarily Him, right? Because everything, all the secrets to all the universe is going to be revealed to you later. Your job right now, is to live good, is to live the best possible life that you can. That means you make money, right? It means you take care of your health, right? You do the best you can. You help other people. And how this all ties back, all this philosophical discussion, how this ties back to the Live Good opportunity is that Live Good checks a lot of those boxes. You can take care of your health. You can make a lot of money. You can make enough money where you can make a difference in the lives of other people, and you can join with other people who have a common cause of helping them improve their life. And another thing that Coach Yassine in the wellness program that I'm in, he talks about the paradox of money. He's like, if you just try to go out there and make a whole bunch of money, you'll never catch it, right? But if you try to help people, you don't focus on the money, you focus on helping people. And that goes back to what I was saying about the phone calls, right? It's like you don't consider the win to be making the money. The win is in the consistency of, like, you know that you put yourself out there, that you did all that you can do, right? You've contacted people, and you don't get discouraged, and you put in the reps, and you do it every day, and people hear your level of commitment. You produce the content, right? Maybe nobody's watching. Maybe there's only 2 or 3 people watching. But you go out there and you produce as if there's 1 million people watching. You go out there and you produce, and you don't focus on the money. You focus on the here and now, and you live in a present body, and you do it in a relaxed state of mind, and you don't be hard on yourself, and you don't call yourself a failure, right? But you keep going. You keep playing the game, right? And maybe you don't win. Maybe it doesn't happen for you. Maybe you have those setbacks. Maybe the good Lord will call you home before you even have the chance to become wealthy. That's possible, but you got to play the game. You got to be on the field. You got to go through it. That's the whole point, right? You got to participate. So I was born and raised in South Jersey near Philadelphia, and I moved to Florida, and I've been a Florida resident for a couple of decades now. But I've never not been a Philadelphia sports team fan. And this last year, the Philadelphia teams, like 3 different sports, baseball and football, I know for sure, the Eagles and the Phillies both made it to the championship games, and I think they also was for soccer as well. I'm not a soccer fan, but I am a football and a baseball fan. And it was sad. I remember I was so devastated to hear that, the Phillies got to the World Series, and the Eagles got to the Super Bowl, and neither one of those teams brought home a trophy to Philadelphia, and that's really sad. But I was like, went to a sports article about this writer, and the writer is basically telling people to cheer up and just say, hey, getting to the championship game, being on that field, on the championship field, playing in the World Series and playing in the Super Bowl is a major accomplishment, right? It's a major accomplishment for the teams and the owners and the fans, right? So you didn't win. I mean, yes, it would have been preferable. I would have liked to have had the Vince Lombardi trophy. I would have liked to have had the World Series trophy. We got to play, right? We got to cheer our teams. our teams got to play in that. And that's something that, hold your head up high, because there's a whole bunch of other teams that would love to be in that situation and can't be, right? And Philadelphia teams did really well in both baseball and football this last year, 2022, 2023, extending in 2023 for football. But that's what I'm saying, is the goal of life is to keep on playing. It's an infinite game. The game is to keep on playing, to keep playing for as long as you possibly can, and to live good, to keep living good, right? Because you will pass away, right? No matter how wealthy or successful you do become, one day it's over. And if you're not living good and you somehow become wealthy, you're going to look back and you're going to have regret. If you just don't do anything and you don't put yourself out there and you don't try, you're going to die anyway. So why not take a stand? Why not make your life mean something? Why not go all out and do this business and don't worry about what other people think? Why not go out and build this thing? Why not, help other people and join with some other people who are like-minded, who want the same thing that you want, right? Good health and a solid business opportunity and, partnerships, business partnerships. So that's my thought. I'm going to drop that link that Nanci had. Like I said, I'm not telling you what to believe. I say this is a concurrent belief, because I consider myself, I still believe in Jesus Christ. I am a Christian, but I also think I really like her explanation. That makes sense, right? Like, why are we here? What was the purpose for our creation? And it's like, there doesn't necessarily need to be, a purpose. It's like the purpose is like, why does a mother love her child, her newborn baby? A mother loves her newborn baby because it's the baby, because it's you. God loves you because you are you. It doesn't have to be a reason, right? God loves you, Source loves you because you're you. And you're uniquely you, and you're a part of Source. You're a reflection of the infinite and the divine. And I believe that, and I think that, maybe Nanci's not right, and maybe it's more along the lines of Christianity, what they teach, with the teachings of Jesus Christ. Maybe it's the teachings of the Buddha or of the Prophet Muhammad. I don't know. I just know I just choose a path and go down that path, and I try to live my life. I try to live good. That's what I try to do. So there's a long-winded philosophical discussion for a Sunday night. I hope you enjoyed it. I welcome your comments. Tell me where I'm right. Tell me where I'm wrong. Feel free to chime in, and I appreciate and I'm grateful that you're here and that you taken the time to listen to what I had to say. So thanks very much. I will talk to you tomorrow. Thank you.